and welcome to my crazy life. It's Lori, and tonight I have a Christmas DIY for you. Fa la 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 la. I am making my first Christmas DIY, and I want to show you the materials, and then we'll get to it. It's super quick, easy, but I think sweet as well. So my first material is, most of this is from the Dollar Tree, except for one thing that I'm choosing to use, but you could do it all from the Dollar Tree. This was some gift wrap I found last year. It's just some buffalo check. I think it's gonna show, is it? Yeah, there we go. There's not a whole lot left of this, but that's okay. I need scissors, a paintbrush, a pencil. I have some little tools to remove some things. I got this joy sign, but they also had other words. I have Mod Podge, which they do sell at the dollar store. I think this is gloss. Glue gun, glue sticks. These deer, but I'm choosing to use this deer that I got at Target in a dollar spot, and it was $1. I'm hoping they have them again this year, but if not, I got plenty last year. And his little bells. But also, they had at the Dollar Tree these little red deer. They have words. Heck, they had a deer head. And then this year I bought, they have these with the bell. I mean, you can attach anything and personalize this sign. This is what I'm choosing to do. And then I have one of these Christmas trees. It's just the chipboard from the Dollar Tree. And a Sharpie marker. So let's move you, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this. Hang on. Alrighty, here we go. So what I've done, and if you can see on the back of this wrapping paper is perfect. The grid, it has like the grid lines, so I could line it up. But I laid my tree down, and with my pencil, I just traced it on the back of the gift wrap. And then I cut it out. Now it's a little bigger, which is fine, than the tree itself, like marginally larger. And then I took the black Sharpie. You could do this with paint as well, but I went around the edges just because I didn't want it to show. And then I took the Sharpie around the front because I am going to take some sandpaper to it. And I just colored a little bit in. So when I sand it down a little bit to kind of rough it up, it's just gonna see, you're gonna see the black and not the light wood. And that's just a personal preference. And look, I have Sharpie all over my hand. So yeah, I just went around and colored it. I'll probably color in the hole too. I don't know why. I haven't decided if I'm gonna hang this or if I'm gonna put it on like a picture frame. But, so I did that. Oh, and ribbon. Any type of ribbon. I didn't show you that originally. This is some super cute Santa ribbon that I think I got it at Michael's, but I'm not 100% sure. I think I got this at Michael's last year. I believe. Anywho, let's paint. And by paint, I mean Mod Podge. And I'm hoping it doesn't like turn everything black from the, can you see me? Should I bring it down a little closer? There we go. So I'm literally, and I'm not even taking a thick coat because I want it to dry pretty quickly. But I'm just covering this whole chipboard. There we go. And it does absorb a little bit. It's just raw wood. So it will, you know, suck up a little bit. The black, once the Sharpie dries, I was a little worried that it was going to like smear, you know, smear, and make a mess on my brush and contaminate my jar of Mod Podge, but that's not happening, which is perfect. So, I'm getting it all over everything. Whatever, it'll wipe off. It's just Mod Podge. And I need to get some baby wipes up here. So I got that down. Lay this over here out of the way. And then I'm just taking my tree that I cut out and I'm going to lay it, line it up. I'm not pushing it down yet until it's on here. There we go. And then I'm going to rub it in because I want it to set up on here and dry. Now this is pretty, ooh, sorry, I'm making a mess. I mean, I'm making it wobble. It's gonna get a little wrinkly, but I'm perfectly okay with that. I feel like that just adds to its rustic charm. And I am gonna let this dry. Sand with my sanding block, again for the Dollar Tree, the edges to kind of smooth them out, and then I'm gonna seal the edges down. But I'm gonna show you on the back. It's not perfect, and that's how I'm gonna fix that. And that's why I did the black. But like here, it's not glued down. You really want everything glued down on the edges, because if I go around it with the sandpaper and it doesn't, or the sanding block, and it's not down, it will probably tear, and we don't want that. So I'm gonna let that dry for a little bit while I prepare my signs. And I may use this somewhere on the sign, I don't know yet. And I wasn't sure what I was gonna need to get this off. It's wired on, but not well. So let's see if these nips will, yeah. So I just nipped it from the back. There's some holes in it, but I don't care, because I think that's gonna look really cute, kind of centered at the bottom, and then the little reindeer at the top, and then maybe put this somewhere. But I need to get the rest of this wire off. Okay, I'm seeing how it's attached. It's wrapped around it, not well either. There we go. Oh, careful. It is wire. Oh, everything is separate, which is fine. Even the berries come off separate. But I can hot glue all this back on, and I can bend it. So maybe if I wanted it down here at the bottom or under up here at the top. Oh, I might do that. Put the bow. Oh yeah, look. The bow with the green. And then the pine cones coming down here maybe. I think that would be pretty. Let's create that, shall we, while this dries. Because I feel like it's going to take a minute for this to dry, even though I did it really thin. But I want a piece of paper to put down. I do not need to be gluing on top of that. So hold on one second. Oh. All right, while we were gone, I grabbed some wipes, picked up that Mod Podge, and I got a piece of craft paper that's kind of curling up on me here because I made it wet underneath. So let us flip that over. Okay, so these are the supplies that are materials I'm going to use to build a little piece of greenery to go up on top. And first thing I want to do, my neighbor's outside with his dog, is kind of open up these little, this one naturally is going this way, but this one is not. So I'm just going to kind of bend them, because I want them to feel like they're naturally growing away from the center. There. So I kind of fixed that a little bit. Can you see that? Just on a wire. And then we need some red berries, which I don't know that I need to glue those. I feel like I can just, well, I guess I could, I'm going to need to attach them on there. So I'm going to take a little glue. And I mean like a little glue. Come up here with this berry and go that direction. So it sticks out the top. And then I'm going to come back through and glue on the top. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. And then I'm going to go down between the two. Oops. And attach that, going that direction. And then I'm going to pull off this glue that got mushed on there. And then if it's all on wire, so honestly, it's like a twisty. If you just twist it a little bit, the glue is really just going to help it stay in place while I'm attaching everything else. So there we go. We got that there. Let's come see if I can bring you down a little closer. I want to attach these guys right here to come down between the two. So what I need to do, these little ends are getting in my way, is I'm going to put some hot glue in the center, a decent blob this time. And I'm going to attach these little plastic pine cones to it. And then I'm just going to kind of hold them here. Because the next thing I'm going to do is attach the bow. I'm going to see if you can see what I've done. Ooh, not sure, but I'm just building. There we go. I'm just trying to build a bow here. And I got some hot glue on the tips, which it's not going to stick unless I want it to stick, so I can clean it off here. There we go. Now let's see, are you attached? I feel like it is. It's not completely dry yet. So we're going to let that dry for a minute. And then I just made a simple little bow with the Santa belt ribbon. And I want to attach that right there. And then let it run underneath the pine cones. See? There we go. So the pine cones are kind of going to be on top. My bow is there, which needs to cover up the goo. Just going to attach it to the top here with everybody else. There we go. And then the berries that look like antenna, I'll just spread them out, and the bottom ones as well. This needs to hold here for a hot minute. Hot glue, hot minute, get it? And dry. So while this is drying, which I want it to dry pretty good, I'm going to leave it on this and move this whole little thing over here. All right, I think he's dry enough. Yeah, so all I'm doing is I'm taking, and I may need to get like a nail file out to get down in the center here. But I'm kind of just sanding, I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing, the edges to take off this extra paper, if you can see. Nothing too dramatic. And then I'll just peel it. Perfect, so it fits perfect on this tree. And anything that you see running up. And then down here, and you gotta kind of hold it good. Again, this is just particle board, or I don't know what they call it, but it's not chipboard, I think it's called. It is nothing good. And you see why I'm gonna go around it and afterwards and just seal the edge real quick. So it stays on. And I feel like I got almost all of it, except for the bottom here. There was a lot of overlap on the bottom. Oops, sorry, I'm trying not to. There we go. But wherever you need to sand it, I would go do a down motion so it almost rips the paper. You don't want to do an up motion because then it will unseat the paper that's drying. And it isn't all completely dry yet for me, but it's dry enough. I don't think I have a nail file in here. But I think it'll be okay in the corners. I'm not going to be overly crazy with it. And I can always go back later and get those corners. I really just want this little piece here. And the good thing is it is cheap wrapping paper. So if you mess up, I mean, I don't know how you can mess it up, but I guess if you're not happy with it, you can go back and do it again. But I think that looks really cute. You could also like wrap some twine around the bottom or burlap, glue a piece of burlap down there. I'm gonna raise you up now that we're doing something a little bigger. And before I glue, I want to poke this hole. There we go. And I'm going to hang the bow right under it. I just poked the hole through with the paper. And you can see some wrinkles in here. I guess I could have done a better job, like maybe a credit card or something. But again, I'm not that concerned about it. I do want to attach those a little better. The bells they're just tied in a simple little loose knot, and I don't want them to fall off. All right, so here we go. I feel like he will look kind of good here. Definitely Joy needs to go at the bottom, centered. So we are going to hot glue this down, and it should stick no problem on the paper. And I ran out of glue stick. Such is life that you do, right? Now, I'm just going to center the O in the bottom. There we go. Yeah, that works out perfect because it's paper. The hot glue will stick and it'll be pretty quick. It just says Joy. And then I want to attach my deer. Do I want them straight? There's the kitty. He likes to craft, apparently. I mean, I could set him standing on Joy, but I don't want to. I'm going to center him up here, I think. So I'm just, and this is also chipboard, and it was $1. I have a bunch of them from last year, from the Target dollar spot. All right, get your tail out of here, buddy. All right. Alex, move your tail. I'm going to hot glue you in here. Perfect. And I just kind of eyeballed it. Oh, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. I need to kind of go in and clean up the corners a little bit. And now I'm going to put that at the tippity top. And everything seems to be nice and attached. So I'm just going to hot glue a lot of hot glue because this is pretty heavy. And then we're just going to find it right here in the center. And I'm going to hold it and let it dry. I may cut these tails now that I've determined what's going on where. But this needs to sit and dry. And I'm just attaching it to the top. I think this will end up on a wall. Maybe in my bathroom. I think that would be good. And I am going to trim down these little ribbons just because they're too long. So all I'm going to do is nip them like right up here. And then I'm going to go this direction. And again, just eyeballing them. Oh, I like that a lot. Ooh, let's raise you up. And here's the cattail. Get out of here, Alex. And I'll have a better picture for you. Sorry about the weird shadowing. And it is, I feel like it's straight on there. So there it is. My first Christmas craft of the season. And then the only thing I'm going to do is go around and possibly seal up the edges with the Mod Podge. And I mean, I'm literally just going to go around it and do that. Just make sure the edges stay down for the season. So if I got all this at the Dollar Tree or not, the gift wrap was $1, but I mean, how much of a roll did I use? That came off of this, so that was $1. So 1, 2, 3, less than $4 to make this, Alex, to make this super cute wall hanging. And it goes with my buffalo check patterns. Well, thanks for watching. I'm going to have another one with the snowflake, but you have a good one. Bye.